There is urgent need for access to information and freedom of information legislation and improvements to what currently exists, says the Media Institute of the Caribbean, MIC. In a statement issued in light of World Press Freedom Day 2021, which is observed on May 3rd, the Media Institute of the Caribbean said during the pandemic period, there has been a marked increase in the number of refusals for information from journalists. The MIC expressed concerns that in light of the challenges facing media companies in small island developing states due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the importance of the dissemination of accurate information and assuring quality journalism, there is need for a freer flow of information. The MIC disclosed that in a survey it commissioned in October 2020, as much as 54% of the journalists had to seek additional employment due to changes in newsroom portfolio. It said, quote, "The pandemic circumstances show the necessity for quality journalism and the significance of a constant and free flow of information as demanded by the public. The irony of our current situation is the evident significance of the role of media in a time of crisis, yet we seem to be fighting extinction. There are peculiarities of the media ecosystem in small island developing states, including the level of financial dependence on government and state advertising revenue and the small economies of scale with deteriorating revenue from the private sector. There is a challenge for economic survival. Among the more important requirements of such a commitment is the entrenched presence of mechanisms to facilitate the free flow of official information. These include better resourced public information systems, a more conducive culture of governance, and the presence of strong, meaningful legislation to better facilitate public access to state-held information." End quote. St. Kitts and Nevis, like most countries in the Eastern Caribbean and the wider region, does not have a functioning freedom of information legislation. Though the bill has passed through the National Assembly, it is still to be activated pending the required regulations. Asked by SK Newsline about the state of the legislation at the Prime Minister's press conference in March this year, Attorney General Vincent Barron said work is still being done to prepare the relevant departments.
What I would say, Glenn, is that we have employed over time a number of people who are involved in information. So, for instance, in the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs, there is an information officer, and their information officers are being employed across the public service. Their duty would be to ensure that records are kept and in such a way that requests for information can be responded to. Not only do we have information officers, but some ministries also go as far as to have communications officers who also assist in disseminating information on the public bodies.
MIC noted that the observation of World Press Freedom Day 2021 focuses heavily on the value of information as a public good, and for the Caribbean, this strikes an important chord within the context of public information as a key component of the achievement of developmental goals. This year's UNESCO's World Press Freedom Conference pointed to the themes relevant to the region: media capture and media extinction, the MIC added. The Institute said journalists stay determined to get facts, data, and information in the public interest. In advance of the May 3rd World Press Freedom Day, U.S. Embassy Bridgetown partnered with Barbados Journalists and the Caribbean Investigative Journalism Network, CIJN, to celebrate the importance of a free press as an indispensable component of any free society. To mark the occasion, the embassy hosted a 3-day virtual investigative journalism workshop for over 50 Caribbean journalists. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.